Hello guys, this is Denal coming at you with another Mega Construx video. In today's episode, we are covering Series 7 of Halo Heroes. Last episode, we covered Series 6, obviously, with the highlights of June and Let Voliere, and here we have maybe one of the best series. Maybe. I think this one's up there. And it's also up there in rarity. This series is hard to get. Very hard to get, honestly. It's probably second to only some of the newer ones like 16 and 5. This may be like one of the top 3 rarest. I do think it's one of the best, though it's not one of my personal favorites. But let's just get into it. As I did last week, I'm going to be going through in, least favorite to most favorite from in the order I covered the figures. So, this is actually the dark green series. As we've seen with Series 3, we had the light green, now we have the dark green. And honestly, it's a little hard to tell sometimes which one it is. They're not that dissimilar. I think this should have been much darker, or that one much lighter. But yeah, I like it. Cool, new color, whatever. So, for roster this time, we have 1 ODST, 1 named Spartan, 1 Marine personnel, 1 alien, again, and 2 multiplayer Spartans. So 3 Spartans, 3 non-Spartans. It's better. Would prefer 1 less Spartan or 2. I hate the multiplayer. If there's a multiplayer Spartan, please Mega, not more than 1 per series. We're going to start out with the worst one, which is the Spartan Vector. So this figure uses the concussion rifle, one of the most common weapons in Heroes, as well as this specific one, I believe is the same one that comes with the CQC. Not positive, but I think it's the same. Very cool weapon, though. Obviously, everyone likes the concussion rifle. So this guy's just a white Spartan, even with white hands, with some little bit of red. This is like a bottom, I hate to say it, this is like a bottom 10, maybe bottom 5 Heroes figure. Because, like, what is this? Where's the printing? You have 2 little bits back here, a little bit on the arm, a little bit on the chest, and just the basic one for Vector on the head. Where's the printing? What's so special? This is a Heroes figure? Barely? This is interesting, though. I feel like you never see Spartans with the same white, like for the gloves, you know? Spartan Vector, obviously very ugly armor. Like, what is happening here? Oh my god. Looks like an egg sack on. Ugh, I don't even want to. And why is it like visor all the way back here? I gotta not. Ugly armor, bad deco, not a lot of printing, one of the worst. Let's move on to something giant step up, which is the Spartan Mark 6. So this is the Halo 2/3 Master Chief armor, which would be Mark 6 Gen 1. And this one is cool. Not just because of the armor set, but also it's one of my favorite decos they've done. So he has this like metallic blue that's really shiny, as well as this white lining. And obviously red is the base. So he has it's symmetrical as well. So you have it on the shoulders, which is like these are big shoulder pieces, obviously. But like putting that there really makes it pop. You have some blue on the side of the helmet, and you have your basic silver. Really clean paint application, literally no errors on there. Perfect. And he comes with a saw, which is actually the only time a Heroes figure has come with a saw. He's the one and only. Great figure. Honestly, one of the best. Probably, maybe top spot for multiplayer Spartans. He's definitely up there. Now, this one's hard to this one's hard to choose, but I'm going to go with next, Jewel M. Dama. So, this one's a pretty special figure. So this is the second time we've gotten Jewel M. Dama. One of 2 times. This is the second one. We have not seen him since this series. And obviously, his whole gimmick is that he's half active camo. This is one of 5 half AC figures that Mega has released. We have Jewel, as well as 2 Brutes and 2 Jackals. 2 Jackals and then 2 Brute Stalkers, specifically from the Blind Bag series. So this Jewel is special for a lot of reasons. First, half AC is very rare. Plus, just like, look at that. Look how they did that. Like, I don't even know, because it has to be molded and clear and then painted, right? Or it's dual molded? No, I think it's dual molded. I don't know, man. It's hard to see because even translucent, like, we got like an extra paint or an extra piece of plastic on the shoulder pad there. So, I have him doing this pose with the energy sword up. I'll bring it down. So his weapon is this energy sword, a little bit unspecial, but it's like basically just white, which is, you know, not common. And then doesn't really match. I think it should just been all clear to match the AC, but yeah, I digress. Look at that. Very special. But this guy actually has a leg up on the previous Jewel. So the previous Jewel came in the Ghost. And Jewel in-game has these distinct Hand of Didact symbols. In-game, he has one on his chest, one on his shoulder, and one on this shoulder. But the one that came in the Ghost doesn't have them. It only has it on the chest. So this figure, the Jewel I use as my definitive Jewel M. Dama, is actually a combination of the 2, using pieces from both. But yeah, his head mold, or the helmet mold, is very peculiar. I don't know why it doesn't want to come off. This is actually molded in clear for some reason. And I think it's just so you could, this part is like the light on the top of his helmet can be see-through, which is very interesting. Interesting choice they went with there. I love how the Hand of Didact looks with like the purple. But me personally, the reason this is like my 4th favorite figure from the series is that I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity. While this is a cool spectacle, we could have gotten a definitive Jewel M. Dama here, but we didn't. Because, I mean, this is not definitive. He's like, it's kind of a gimmick. It's more of a display than like function for, I don't know, you could say play or for mocks or for anything like that. So we still don't have a definitive Jewel. While this figure is cool, it's not quite what I would have wanted, which would be a Jewel that is literally just this with a really cool sword and the Hand of Didact printed on the side of this arm. Very cool though, very special. He's also a pretty hard one to come by. I remember I struggled to find this guy. He's pretty rare. Series 7 in general is very rare because it actually was distributed more in the States than it was in Mexico, which is not usually the case. So it's hard to find in Mexico and it's hard to find here. I apologize if this video is kind of on the longer side. This series has a lot to cover, but I'll pick up the pace a little bit. My next favorite from this series, it's hard. These guys are kind of all tied. Oh, I'm gonna go with Carter. So, this is the infamous Heroes Carter, which is one of the hardest Heroes figures to find. This guy consistently sells upwards of like $60 to $80 sealed. Because Carter is still sought after. This is the second of 4 Carters we've ever gotten. And people love their Noble team, and at the time, it was this or the Elephant. And so, and plus the series is rare in its own right, so it just skyrocketed, the price went up. I think it's definitely gone down since the 20th character pack and the Falcon Sweep. But yeah, the 20th character pack actually has my favorite Carter. That's my favorite of the 3 I have. I don't have the Elephant one yet. Trying to get it though. Hey, if you have the Elephant June and Carter, hit me up. So, as I said last episode with the Grant, same DMR. I have him kind of posed in his, I posed all my Noble team in the, how they look on the box art. So he has like his leg back and his DMR. He's holding the DMR. He doesn't have his head or his helmet on he has his helmet on in the poster. So yeah, let's just go through it. So look at that head mold. Very accurate to what he looks like in game. He has more of a flat top in game, but that's okay. I think this functions perfectly well enough. It's just really cool to have the head mold. For all of Noble Team, the only character that we've seen the face of but not gotten the head mold of is George. I'll talk about George when he comes up in Heroes, but where's his head? Why doesn't he have his face out? Obviously, Emil and Six, we don't see their faces, but... So, Carter has the stripes down here, stripe here. I think he's missing one on this side. He has the standard armor. He has the T right there. He's pretty basic, Carter, in-game and stuff. But look at that blue. How can you not love it? I'll pop the head off. Let's put the commando helmet on. We'll do the box art pose. Really cool figure. I don't think it's my definitive favorite Carter. I still kind of prefer the character pack one, but man, Carter's one of my favorites. He's my favorite Noble Team member, I'll tell you that. At least, like, looks-wise. George is my favorite character. All right, I'll put the head back on. The only reason he's not at the top spot is that he's pretty basic. You know, he's not, he doesn't have, like, the most printing ever. He doesn't have the most exemplary, the most... the most special detail. He doesn't have the most special detail of all the figures. And I think these guys top him, which is where I'm going to proceed with Dutch. Dutch is interesting. So this is the second of 3 Dutches that we've gotten. This one, oh my gosh. This, if we're talking Carter or Pretty Penny, he's up there too. I remember seeing him sell $60+. I think I paid... Ooh, I don't want to say the price I paid for him. It wasn't good. So Dutch is kind of a little bit different. He has a more accurate chest print, but it's not perfect. It's a little different in game with how it looks, but he has a skull and crossbones. He has what's supposed to be the teeth there, though, like because in game he has little teeth that line his helmet, but here it's just like a little silver like smile. Doesn't it kind of look like he's smiling? That's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm never gonna be able to unsee that. It looks better than because the original Dutch, the other one we had gotten, was so basic, had barely any printing. They didn't even try to put that on the original Dutch. Weird figure, by the way. So he has like the tan on these before they decided to change it to more accurate color. He has tan for these, or for his like, what do we call it? Forearms. He has printed hands, pretty standard for ODSTs. No printing on the leg, he doesn't really need it. He has the orange on the shoulders. He uses the very standard ODST mold, literally no deviations from it. But the one difference mold is the backpack. But why? They gave him the George backpack, which is not accurate. It's more accurate than the original ODST backpack, which is like the small Halo Wars one. But that's also not accurate either. Now that we have the new ODST backpack, we're kind of spoiled, but better than nothing. And this backpack is actually pretty rare. It doesn't come in a lot of figures. For his weapon, he has a splazer printed up pretty basically. I really like that silver there. And then you have the standard red stripe and some black. Doesn't he just look striking though? That's why I picked him over Carter, because he just looks very cool with like all the different colors. You have the gray, light gray, black, orange, blue on the visor, the silver. Such a cool figure. And he looks bulky too. Yeah, great fig. I don't think it's the best one. I think the drop pod one, the new one, is way better. So I would not recommend paying a ton for him or Carter. The only one that's really the two that hold their value are these guys, which we're going to talk about my favorite figure from the series, which may surprise you guys. This is Captain Tom Lasky. Captain Tom Lasky. So this is the second version of Lasky at the time. The original came in the Infinity set. And this one uses his combat gear. So he has two, correct me if I'm wrong, Lasky in-game has two different uniforms, one being his combat one, and one being his officer one. So this is the combat uniform from when he's on, the, what do you call it? On the Mammoth. When he's on the Mammoth in mission 6 of Halo 4? 6 or 7. Best mission in the game, by the way, on the Mammoth. Anyway, so Captain Lasky, he has a little thing down here it's supposed to be like a holster. He has look at that, like the dual printing on the legs to make it look like the pants are like, definitely looks to make it look more real. You have the insignia for the navel on both sides. He has this vest that goes over, which is like I assume it's like a bulletproof vest, because you don't want your main officer getting taken out with one sniper shot. Well, suppose he needs a helmet. He uses the same head mold as the one from the Infinity, though the eyes are printed a lot better, as I've said before. I don't know which one came out first, the Infinity or this, I'm sorry. As I've said before, I prefer the pinhole. That's why I really like Carter's head. I prefer the pinhole. I think it looks a lot better. But yeah, same head mold, perfectly accurate to in-game, looks just like him, looks good enough. In Mega form, it's going to be not perfect, but he comes with a pistol with interesting print. I like how they have it on top. Most officers that come in, Carter, Keyes, Lasky, they're all pistol guys, even though most of the time they don't wield them in the game. I think the only time Lasky wields a weapon is in Spartan Ops when he shoots the Elite with shoots the Promethean with a shotgun. So yeah, he just looks perfect. And we don't get officers very often. That's why he's kind of special. Look at, that has I never noticed that. It has like a pouch. It looks like a t-shirt, doesn't it? I think it's supposed to be a pouch, but it looks like a folded shirt. Anyway, his accessory that he comes with, besides the pistol, is Roland. As we talked about in last series. Oh, there we go. They made a new mold for AI Roland. This is one of only 2 molds that we have for AIs in Mega form, like for the mini ones. For an example, like they made Isabel and they made Serena in Mega form, but neither of them, they just use Cortana. They're just the same as Cortana, but Roland, very special. And does he come in the Infinity? He might come in the Infinity, but yeah, look at him. Super cool accessory. As I showed my technique from before, get one of these like magnifying glasses looking pieces, pop them on, slide this onto the side of a hand, and then it looks like they're holding the AI chip. Oh. Perfect setup to have if you have a Mammoth, though I'm not a fan of this set. Anyway, favorite figure of the series. I don't care. I know that's a hot take. That's an unpopular opinion, but I love it. So, Series 7. Like I said before, one of the rarest series out there. So, Series 7, to close out, I would probably put this series in a B tier. The Jewel, not my favorite design. These two multiplayer Spartans, one of the worst figures ever. Probably B or A. Actually, screw it. I'm going A. A tier series. Boom. Send it now. Full sending it. So yeah, one of the coolest series. Hard to get. Remember, please, do not overpay for these figures. Do not. Wait, be patient, bide your time. Try to get the drop pod for this. Get any of the other Carters that are out. These two are the ones that are like, I think they're worth it. $30 each I'd fork up for these guys. I think it's worth it. So yeah, who's your favorite from this series? What's your favorite Mega series of heroes? Did I miss with any of these takes? Do you disagree? Do you have a favorite? Do you love Vector? Is Vector your favorite Spartan? Who knows? Leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my other videos, specifically the Halo Heroes series. This is going to be part of a playlist. You'll be able to find them all there. Super easy. Just binge through them, why not? Subscribe for more Mega Construx videos and leave a suggestion for something you want to see. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.